Good morning. We welcome you all in the morning session. For chanting, we invite Prakashi. Over to you, Prakashi.
Thank you, Nikhilji. Namaste or good morning. Dedication of offerings. Yoso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment. Swakato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo. To the teaching which he expounded so well. Supatipanno yassa bhagavato savaka sangho. And to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well. Tammayam bhagavantam sadamang sasangam. To these the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha. इमे हि सकारे यथारहं आरोपिते इह विपूजयामा. We render with offerings our rightful homage. Sadhu no bante bhagava suchira parini bhutopi. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, Pachima Janatanu Kampamanasa, still had compassion for later generations. Ime sakhare dugata panakara bhute patiganahatu. May these simple offerings be accepted. Amhakam digaratam hitaya sukhaya. For our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava, the Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, Buddham Bhagavantam Abhivadeni. I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed one. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo, the teaching so completely explained by him. Dhammam Namassami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, the blessed one disciples who have practiced well. Sangham Namami. I bow to the Sangha. Andamaya Buddhassa Bhagavato Uppavaganamakaraṁ Karomase. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Dhamma Garo Hadigata. Andamayang Dhamma Garavadigathayo Banamase. Yecha Hatita Sambuddha ये च बुद्धा अनागतम् यो च एतरहि सम्बुद्धो बहुनं शोकनाशनो. All the Buddhas of the past, all the Buddhas yet to come, the Buddha of this current age, dispellers of much sorrow. Sabbe saddhamma garuno viharamsi viharanti cha atopi viharissanti yesa buddhanudammata. Those having lived are living now, those living in the future, all do revere the true Dhamma. That is the nature of all Buddhas. Tasmahi hatta kamena mahattam abhikankatha saddhammo garukathabbo sarang buddhana sasanam. Therefore, desiring one's own welfare, pursuing greatest aspirations, one should revere the true Dhamma, recollecting the Buddha's teaching. Nai Dhammo Hadammo cha Ubo Sammipakino Adammo Nirayangneti Dhammo Papeti Sugatim. What is true Dhamma and what not will never have the same result. While lack of Dhamma leads to the hell realms, true Dhamma takes one on a road course. Dhammo have rakati dhammacharim, Dhammo suchinno sukham avahati. Yesa nissanso dhamme suchinno. The Dhamma guards who lives in line with it and leads to happiness when practiced well. This is the blessing of well practiced Dhamma. Govadapatimoka Gato. Andamayang Govadapatimoka Gathayo Banamase Sabba Papasa Hakaranam. Not doing any evil, Kusalasa Upasampada, to be committed to the good, Sachitta Pariyodappanam, to purify one's mind, Etam Buddhana Sasanam. These are the teaching of all Buddhas. Kanti Paramam Tapo Pratikha. Patient endurance is the highest practice, burning out defilement. Nibbānam paramam padanti Buddha. The Buddha says Nibbana is supreme. Nahi upbhajito parupagati. Not a renunciant is one who injures others. Samano hoti parang vihitayanto. Whoever troubles others cannot be called a monk. Anupavado anupagato. Not to insult and not to injure. Patimokhecha samharo. To live restrained by training rules. Matannuttacha batasmang. Knowing one's measure hurt the meal. Antancha Sayanasanam, retreating to a lonely place. Adichitte cha ayogo, devotion to the higher mind. Etam Buddhanasasanam. These are the teachings of all Buddhas. Nikhilji, can I take another 5 minutes?
Okay.
Pratham Buddha Bhasita Gata. Andamayang Pratama Buddha Bhasita Gathayo Banamase. अनेक जाति संसारं संदा विसंग हनिपिसं गहकारं गवे संतो दुःखा जाति पुनः पुनः. For many lifetimes in the round of birth, wandering on endlessly, for the builder of this house I search. How painful he is repeated birth. Gahakarakadittosi punageham nakahasi sabbate pasukhabhagha gahakutang vikasankatang vikasankaragatam chittam tanaham kayam ajagga. House builders you have been seen, another home you will not build. All your rafters have been snapped. Dismantle is your rich core. The non-constructing mind has come to craving's end. Pachima Ovadagatu. Andamayang Pachima Ovadagatayo Banamase. Andadani Bhikkave Amantayamivo. Now, because I declare to you, Vayadhammo Sankhara, change is the nature of conditioned things. Appamadena Sampadeta, perfect yourselves, not being negligent. Ayang Tathagatatsa Pachimavacha, these are the teachings. Tathagata's final words. Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Prakashi. So now we can just sit for 1 minute silently and then I will start the second audio instructions by Longpur Pasanno. So let's just sit 1 minute.
as we begin this retreat, just putting attention on the formal aspects of meditation. And it's very helpful to review practice and review the, say, approach to practice that one is familiar with, in the sense that oftentimes we take things for granted a lot, and it's just easy to slip into habits that are maybe not so useful. And just to really review how do we meditate? What do we do when we meditate? What actually comes up in the mind as a predominant mood or predominant feeling? How are we using the meditation? To be reflecting on that and considering quite carefully how that stacks up against the instructions that the Buddha gives in meditation, or the various meditation masters there. Because there's, on a certain level, sometimes there's a there's a lot of instruction that's given, and sometimes it can be even contradictory. How are we using it? How are we applying it? How are we approaching it? Because there's, one can end up sort of either dismissing various methods, ways of approaching meditation, just because it doesn't agree with a particular perspective of one's own or what one's used to. And or at other times one sort of blindly takes on a particular approach because it has some validity in terms of one's own faith or confidence, but doesn't actually line up with one's experience. That the important aspect is to always remember that the purpose of the whole practice is to be able to create balance and clarity of mind, a certain balance, equipoise, evenness within the mind, which then allows the mind to be able to see and understand things clearly, see and understand things as they truly are. This is both a very necessary and essential part of the practice in the stages of, say, development of practice, and that seeing, say, knowledge and vision of the way things truly are. And if the mind is not clear and balanced, then it never has that opportunity to see in that way. So that the the meditation, for whatever all the plethora of methodologies and approaches that are available and that we ourselves experiment with, it's really important to remember that is its purpose is for guiding the mind to a place of clarity and balance, where it will then be able to really see things and understand them in a way that liberates the mind. As we cultivate the mindfulness of breathing, the in the stages of practice that the Buddha lays down, the Buddha goes into, say, yesterday I talked about just short and long breathing, knowing clearly. The next stage that the Buddha talks about is, say, experiencing the kaya sankhara, and I think there's two sort of actions or verbs there to be attended to, in that from this point on through to the end of the Anapana Sutta, the Buddha uses the verb sikati, which means to train oneself, and that the using of the mindfulness of breathing to be as a foundation of training, studying, making known within oneself through one's experience these different the results of the practice, and one needs to say in that the first section on just knowing clearly, one's just attending to the breath as it is. Whether there's a long breath, whether there's a short breath, one's attending to it as it is. In this, saying through the rest of the discourse, that emphasis is on sikati, to be training oneself, so that one's picking up different objects of attention and working with them. And in this case, the experiencing the kaya sankhara, and the verb patisangveti is the experiencing fully, being really present for the kaya sankhara, the bodily formations, and I think that sense of really attending to the experience and fully experiencing as one's breathing in, what is the body doing? As one's breathing out, what is the body doing? This really entering into the bodily experience of the breath, and and that contrasts with ways that we oftentimes talk about meditation, or that are in common usage, and it's and I do it myself. I mean, it's just sort of, say, that common idiom of saying, watching the breath, or watching the mind, or watching. And there's there is a difference that we set up with internally when we're sort of almost sort of stepping back, separating ourselves, distancing ourselves, observing from afar, watching, rather than getting up close and experiencing. Entering into and abiding in the experience. There's a difference there, and obviously the Buddha uses that word experience for for a particular purpose. And I think that just that sense of we can only really know something fully when we really enter into it and feel it, experience it, rather than kind of step back, distance ourselves, be a bit aloof and watch from afar that breath as it goes in and out. And there's a certain dissonance that can happen when one does that. So that experiencing is very important. And to be attentive to what is as we breathe in and as we breathe out, what is the experience? What is the bodily experience of the breath? What's the bodily experience? The kaya sankhara, the conditioning factor of the body. Because if we're, say, with the breath, if we're just as we breathe in, what's the rest of the body doing? Are we tense? Are we balanced? Are we relaxed? Are we out of kilter? Are we kind of knotted? Are we spacious? What's it feel like? What's the experience? So to go into that experience and to attend to it, to be there for the experience of the body as one is breathing in and breathing out. So to use that, let's say, the kaya sankhara, the conditioning factor of the body conditioner, and then to be, say, the next part of the discourse uses the, say, calming the body conditioner. I mean, there's kaya sankharas can be both the the conditioning factor of the body or the body condition. So that too, one is part of the piece of both the experiencing is both for clarifying that experience, and then that calming, settling, bringing to tranquility the body, and it's important to be attentive to what, when we say calm, doesn't mean all calm is sort of dozing off to sleep or something. Calm means something that is peaceful, tranquil, is also sensitized, so that there's this quality of the body being a suitable vehicle for a tranquil mind, a clear mind, a mind of brightness and ready to work as well. Is one of the the qualities of samadhi are the mind is one that is both tranquil, it's bright, it's energetic, it's ready to work. Let's say one of the say the words that's used to describe kamaniya, it's sort of ready for work, ready for action, so that tranquilizing and making the body peaceful is also making it ready for the work of the practice, the work of investigation, the work of creating the conditions for insight and clarity. So that this sense of calming the body is not just calming, zoning out, making it peaceful. It's energizing and balancing, so that the kaya sankhara, the physical body, the physical conditioning factor of the body, is really so do they say calm but energized. It's relaxed, but there's an alertness there. There's a sense of relaxation, but also a sense of poise that's there. So that working with the body in that way, breathing in, really attentive to the posture, attentive to the body. How do you experience the body? How do you calm the body so that it is ready for work, ready for the work of being a meditator? I mean, that's the whole purpose of our practice, is sort of cultivating the sense of being a practitioner, somebody who is cultivating the Dhamma, and that is one needs to take the attention and bring that awareness into that sense of experiencing. Going in, just being with the breath, being with the body as one's breathing in, as one's breathing out, taking attention through the body. I think that's where one of those that method of Ajahn Lee's is very, very, very helpful for taking awareness and going through the body. One goes through down bringing that breath energy and experiencing the body. Breathing in, what's it like as one down sort of the left arm, and sort of energy flowing through the left arm. Energy flowing through the right arm, that side, both those sides of the body. What's it feel like? What's the experience? Breathing in and breathing out. The energy, the breath energy, the experience of the breath through down the leg, from say the whole side of the body. Say the left side of the body, as one breathes in and breathes out. What kind of energy goes through the body and down through the hip, out through the leg, the left leg. What's it like on the right side? What's it feel like? What's the experience? What's the experience as one breathes in? At the top of the head, what's the breath feel like as you breathe in? What's the experience at the top of the head? What's the experience sort of at the throat? And as one breathes in and breathes out, what is the sort of that energy down through along the whole front of the body? What is that? How does one experience that? How does one experience that down the spine? As one breathes in and breathes out, what's the experience as it goes as the energy through the spinal column. This is the Kaya Sankhara, the body conditioning. What is it? What is the experience? How do we experience it? How do we use that experience to create balance and clarity? If that's what the purpose of the practice is for, then how are we using the breath? How are we using the body so that we can experience those qualities of balance and clarity? So that sense of going to the experience and training with that, working with that. This is the aspects of practice that one needs to attend to. And the other way that the Kaya Sankhara is talked about and explained is the breath itself, the breath body. So that say the distinguishing between the actual physical body of the corporeal body, and then the breath body. How does one experience the sensation of the breath, as the breath comes in? How does one experience that? What is the experience of the body of the breath as it comes in? Where does one experience it? And that's where you can experiment with either holding attention at one point at the tip of the nose. That's where one experiences the breath, the body of the breath, or expanding it so that it's the whole feeling of the breath as it comes into the body, goes out, or the abdomen rising and falling. So that's that is the breath body. That is a way that one experiences the body of the breath, and then to attend to that, to watch that closely, and also as one's as one continues to practice, and particularly as concentration starts to settle, one can be experiencing the breath in ways that may or may not actually coincide to what how one views the physical body, and sometimes the breath may be, one knows on a rational level that the body has legs at the bottom and a spine going up and a head at the top there, and one may not experience the breath in that same sort of way. I mean, that's I've experienced the breath in many, many different ways, and not to be distracted by that, but to recognize the experience of that, and then to seeing that clearly. Okay, this is the experience of the breath coming in, breath going out. It may not particularly coincide with how one thinks the body is functioning or where the body is situated. But then also one needs to, again, that is the experience, recognizing that clearly, then going to the quality of calming and bringing the breath to a place of tranquility, and there'll be a balance will establish itself. But it's not to get distracted by the anomalies that the breath can how one can experience that. And particularly when with concentration, and as the mind settles, then you can it isn't strange uh, to for things to to be experiencing things in different ways. It's just it's part of the nature of the mind and the perception. Perception doesn't necessarily have to correspond with rational reality all the time, and that desire to make everything kind of rational and absolutely lined up according to our kind of materialistic rational view of things sometimes gets in the way of letting the mind settle and experiencing what is the experience. As we practice, then this sense of settling and bringing the mind to a place of focus and concentration. This is one is sort of kind of shepherding or shaping the mind in a certain way. And it's that sense of both, and that sense of training, as I said, the sikati part of mindfulness of breathing. You're training with the breath. You're learning how to, I need to energize the mind at this point. There needs to be a sense of kind of maybe a clarity brought to things. There needs to be a sense of calming. How do I actually calm things and make the mind really ready for work, ready for the Dhamma? Because that's the whole point of the practice is trying to establish the basis for the Dhamma to be realized. That sense of the Dhamma being opanayika, that we say bringing it inwards, or to be that it's leading inwards. And in Thai, there's the way one says that, there's a sense of nom kama, which is to sort of respectfully receive the Dhamma, and that's that sense of this receiving the Dhamma with this quality of respect and gratitude. The mind needs to be prepared in a way that it's ready to receive the Dhamma, this graciously, gratefully, appreciatively, delightfully. So that the meditation is also preparing that quality of mind, so that there's a sense of really being ready for the Dhamma, and that without, say, awareness and kind of brightness, a kind of a softness or gentleness to the mind, then it's not really ready to receive the Dhamma. If there's not attentiveness, if there's not clarity, if there's not balance, then the mind just isn't ready to receive the Dhamma. So that's this meditation with each in-breath and with each out-breath, really trying to prepare the mind to receive the Dhamma. And it's that important. And that if we're not really attending to the breath, attending to the meditation in a way that is say, preparing it and preparing it to receive the Dhamma, then we're not going to experience it. We're not going to see it. We're not going to be able to say recognize or realize it. So that with each in-breath and each out-breath, really trying to recollect the fact that we've got the opportunity to experience the Dhamma, to experience truth, to realize the fruits of the Buddha's teaching and his guidance leading to liberation. And if we do the practice perfunctorily or just go at it in a half-hearted manner, then we're not going to experience it. Or if we spend too much time kind of controlling and tight and forcing the mind to conform to our own views and perspectives of how we think it has to be, should be, must be, we're going to miss it as well. There's not that quality of balance. So that training the mind to experience the breath, to calm the breath, to experience the body, calm the body in a way that is preparing it properly. And this is the foundation of what what the practice is for, and that's it's essential to have that perspective, because if we just go through the mechanics of the mindfulness of breathing and the mechanics of meditation, then it's easy to miss the what's the purpose of it? So that to pay attention both to the obviously trying to encourage people to attend to the details of the meditation, because it's on a certain level, it's through the details that you create the refinement of awareness. But to also not just get bogged down in the mechanics of the practice, and recollect that you're doing it for a purpose, and the purpose is to really receive the Dhamma, receive the truth of these teachings, and to realize liberation, realize freedom of heart. And that's with each in-breath and each out-breath, that opportunity is there. So that attending to the kaya sankhara, experiencing, going into the experience. What is the experience as we sit here? What's the experience as we attend to the sensation of the breath coming in, the breath going out? Where do we experience it? How do we facilitate that experience so that it helps to calm, establishes tranquility? So these are questions that we need to be asking ourselves, so that the mindfulness of breathing can be of great fruit, of great benefit. This is something that an idiom that the Buddha uses in the Anapanasati Sutta. So this is mindfulness of breathing is of great fruit, is of great benefit. And but it isn't, so that great fruit and great benefit just doesn't sort of appear because we're breathing. It appears because we learn how to attend to the breath. We learn how to train with the mindfulness of breathing. We learn how to experience things fully, to know things clearly, and that's where the simple act of breathing changes into a meditation, into something that gives us the opportunity for growth. So in the same way of say with mindfulness of breathing, this the same applies to the walking meditation. To really attend to the experience of walking meditation. What's the experience of lifting one foot up and moving the foot, following that experience through to the end of one step on the right side. What's the experience of the body as one lifts the left foot, moving the left foot, putting the left foot down. What is the experience? How does one experience that in a way that is conducive to calming? How does one experience the body? And that's this, in walking meditation, it's this simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. We do that all the time, but it doesn't liberate us. So that the walking meditation, when it's done fully, when one trains with it, then it has the capability of allowing us to experience, the fruits of liberation. That there's so many discourses where somebody goes to the monastery and the monks are out doing walking meditation, or the Buddha is on his walking meditation path, and this is obviously something that was everybody at the time of the Buddha was incorporating. Walking meditation was a big part of the practice of the training. The Buddha himself continued doing walking meditation and mindfulness of breathing after his enlightenment. He encouraged people to be doing these things in order to realize enlightenment. So these are sort of the foundations of practice. Learning how to create the qualities which are that one has to breathe life into these practices. And then that's, as I said, that is, attending to what are the qualities of the mind that are that the Buddha says are indicative of say a meditative state, and those are things like peacefulness. There's a peacefulness, a tranquility there. There's a sense of softness, of pliability. The mind is pliable. It's not rigid, and it's not all pliable. Doesn't mean mushy either. And just there's this. The mind is has some. There's some. It's energized. It's bright. There's a brightness there, and then this sense of kamaniya. It's ready for work. It's it's ready. It's ready to attend to what needs to be attended to, and it's not sort of drifting off, or it's not just zoned out. There's this readiness for the work of being I would say a practitioner. So we can take the opportunity from here to go ahead and do the practice now.
Can sit further for 20 minutes. If there are any questions, kindly raise the virtual hand. So this was today's session. We heard about Kaya Sankhara, calming down the Kaya Sankhara. If there is any question, then kindly ask, else we will proceed to the Parita and Metta section. Okay, we listen the same audio instructions in the evening as well. Right now, I invite Prakashi for further proceedings.
Okay. Nikhilji, I'm not able to share the screen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, now
Okay. Patidana Gata. Andamayan Sabba Patidana Gatayo Banamase Punyassa Idani Katassa Yana Hanyani Kathani Me Te Sancha Bhagino Hontu Satta Ananta Pamanaka. May whatever living beings without measure, without end, partake of all the merits from the good deeds I have done. He piya gunavanta cha mayang mata pita dayo ditta me chape hadittava anne majjattaverino. Those loud and full of goodness, may my mother and my father dear, being seen by me and those unseen, those neutral and ours. Satta diktanti lokasmin te bumma chatu yoniko Panche ekachatukkara samsarantha bhave bhave. Beings established in the world from the three planes and four grounds of birth, with five aggregates and one or four, wandering on from realm to realm. ज्ञातं हे प्रतिदानं मे अनुमोदन्तु ते स्वयं ये चिमं न प्रजानन्ति देवा ते संनिवेदयम्. Those who know my heart of dedication, may they all rejoice in it. And as for those yet to unaware, may the Devas let them know. Maya dinyana punyam anumodana hetuna sabbe satta sada hontu avera sukha jivino kemappadanancha pappantu tesasa sijjatang subha. By rejoicing in my sharing, may all beings live at ease, in freedom from hostility. May their good wishes be fulfilled, and may they all reach safely. Buddha's words on loving kindness. Now let us chant the Buddha's word on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do slightest things that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child. So with the boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or laying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding by not holding to fixed views. The pure hatred one having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. Mangala Sutta. Now let us chant the verse on the highest blessing. Thus I heard that Blessed One was staying at Savatthi, residing at Jeta's grove, and in Anathapindika's park. Then in the dark of night, a radiant Deva illuminated all Jeta's grove. She bowed down low before the Blessed One. Then standing to one side, she said, Devas are concerned for happiness and ever long for peace. The same is true for humankind. What then are the highest blessings? Avoiding those of foolish ways, associating with the wise, and honoring those worthy of honor. These are the highest blessings. Living in place of suitable kinds, with the fruits of past good deeds, and guided by the rightful way. These are the highest blessings. Accomplished in learning and craftsman skills, with discipline highly trained, and speech that is true and pleasant to hear. These are the highest blessings. Providing for mother and father support, and cherishing family, and ways of work that harm no being. These are the highest blessings. Generosity and righteous life, offering help to relatives and kin, and acting in ways that leave no blame. These are the highest blessings. Steadfast in restraint and shunning evil ways, avoiding intoxicants that dull the mind, and heedfulness in all things that arise. These are the highest blessings. Respectfulness and being of humble ways, contentment and gratitude, and hearing the Dhamma frequently taught. These are the highest blessings. Patience and willingness to accept one's faults, seeing venerated seekers of the truth, and sharing often the words of Dhamma. These are the highest blessings. Ardent committed to the holy life, seeing for oneself the noble truths, and the realization of Nibbana. These are the highest blessings. Although in contact with the world, unshaken the mind remains, beyond all sorrow, spotless secure. These are the highest blessings. They who live by following this path know victory wherever they go, and every place for them is safe. These are the highest blessings. Bhavatu Sabbamangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabbamangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata Sabba Dhammanubhavena Sada Soti Bhavantu Te Bhavatu Sabbamangalam Rakantu Sabba Devata सर्वसङ्गानुभावेन सदा स्वस्ति भवन्तु ते। अरहं सम्मा सम्बुद्धो भगवा बुद्धं भगवन्तं अभिवादेमि। स्वाक्षतो भगवता धम्मो धम्मं नमस्सामि। सुपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्गो सङ्गं नमामि। Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Nikhil ji. Have a good day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prakash. Thank you. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you.
Thank you.